former KGB insider has issued a stark warning to Europe. Do not underestimate the direction the Kremlin is heading. Yevgeny Savostyanov, who once led the Moscow branch of the KGB, says European nations are being kept in the dark about what Russian leaders are really saying behind closed doors. In an interview with Italy's Corriere della Sera, Savostyanov warns that Russian propaganda and internal political messaging are far more aggressive than what Europeans typically see or hear. He says the West is underestimating just how ideologically hostile Moscow has become.
If the average European knew what Russian propagandists and top politicians are saying about their country, their fears would multiply.
Savostyanov believes the way some Western governments and media isolate their citizens from the real threat is a strategic error. He calls it a colossal mistake, warning that not preparing the public only weakens Europe's ability to respond.
Keeping citizens blissfully isolated from the reality that's creeping closer to home is a colossal mistake.
Savostyanov is not a fringe voice. He was part of Russia's inner circle during the 1990s, leading security operations in Chechnya and later serving as deputy head of President Boris Yeltsin's administration. He left Russia in 2022 after publicly opposing the annexation of Crimea and Putin's war policies. He also commented on US President Donald Trump's recent decision to deploy nuclear submarines closer to Russian waters. The move came in response to threats from former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev.
The US president's statements are a clear signal that he won't be intimidated by Putin's tactics, but there is now no real risk of escalation.
Savostyanov notes that, unlike during the Cold War crises, today's tensions, while serious, are not at immediate risk of spiraling into direct military confrontation. He argues that Russia is not facing the kind of existential defeat that would make escalation inevitable. When asked whether Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin could reach a new understanding, Savostyanov was blunt. He said reconciliation is unlikely, pointing to the ideological rigidity of Putin and other authoritarian leaders.
Unfortunately, the leaders of these countries are extremely ideologized. They cannot be convinced. They can only be stopped by deterrence.
Savostyanov places Russia alongside China, Iran, and North Korea, countries he describes as being united by a shared goal: dismantling Western influence. His message to Europe is clear: prepare, inform your citizens, and take the Kremlin's ambitions seriously.